war. Because, as I said, you keep having to get your hair dyed time after time. So they finally got me a wig, and this was not looking her best. I don't think either one of us have held up very well over the years.
Oh, I don't think that's true. Anyway, we've.
Hello everyone, welcome to MotorHome Meet Me. My name is Alan, and today we've got the final resting place of Ed Bishop from UFO. What a great series that was, and what a great actor. But this story, unfortunately, is quite sombre and dark. It all went wrong. I have got the film of his final resting place, but I'm going to tell you a little story of all these things that happened to me. And did it go wrong? Well, what happened was, I was going to this lovely little village called Napton on the Hill where he's buried. And I got there Saturday evening about 7 p.m. And I'm going up this little gravel drive. There's a church in the distance, beautiful looking church on top of the hill. And I thought, fantastic. It's got a lovely level ground in front of it. And a bit stupidly, I decided I'd park there and put my motor up on the ramps and, you know, get it level and stay for the night because it was late and I was going to do the film early next morning. I should have gone down the road a bit, but from this point onwards, it started to go really wrong. You'll hear why. So anyway, for some reason, I got a premonition something could go wrong. Don't know why. Maybe I guessed it. I don't know. But I went in and did a look at the church, did a quick film of his grave, which is what we're going to see, and did it. I don't know why, thinking I'll do it again in the morning, which I never do that. I always do them in one go. So I did this film and then decided later on I'd relax and go to sleep. At midnight, that's when events started to happen. And the next day, I heard the gravel again. And there's a car coming up with the headlights on full beam. And I'm thinking, whoa, what's going on here? You know, I look out and the car stops really close to the motorhome. And the beams are on me. And I'm thinking, this isn't a kissing couple, you know. Anyway, I stayed around for a while with the engine going and eventually drove off. Like, whew, I got that, you know. So, okay, I went to sleep. But next morning, the damn gravel again. So I looked out, I'd just woken up, and there's one of those big grass cutters approaching with this older guy driving it. But he drives once again right up to my motorhome, jumps out, and he's got a camera. So I jumped out and I said, trying to be friendly, hello, don't worry, I'm moving, everything okay, come in to do the film. And he, all that's going on. I'm thinking, oh, whoa. I says, look, I'm just going to do the film of Ed, and I got his name wrong, and he seemed to love that fact. I got, you know, Ed's name, Ed Bishop, wrong, and I said, UFO, you know, his son's buried there, unfortunately, he died young, and he wouldn't have it, and he kept on having a go at me. So, I thought, okay. And this older lady approached then at that moment, and she started, and I thought, oh, here we go again. And she said, I wouldn't park there if I was you, you know, like doing the movies. And I said, no. So anyway, she turned out to be okay. She said, look, they won't have it round here parked in front of the church, even though it's in the middle of nowhere, apparently. The village is near, but I didn't realise that. So she turns out to be nice, and she said, look, Ed's widow, is in the village in the granary. If you go, you'll find it. And I'm sure she'd want to talk about him now. Bing! Oh, great idea, you know, I'll do that. But it never happened because, did it carry on this? I thought I'll pop down, get some water from the local store and do the film. Get the motorhome out of the way. So I went down the road, turned up a little road, and there's a guy in his boot. And I thought, I'll ask him where the store is. So, hello, excuse me, and all that's going on. He's ignoring me. I thought he's either deaf or whatever, but he was not deaf. When he eventually couldn't avoid me, he stood up and he said, were you parked outside the church last night? You know, really intimidating. And I said, yeah, but I'm coming to do a film. Once again. And then he just immediately said these words, immediately. He just came out with this immediately. Well, jog on. You know, he won't listen to me. So I said, well, you jog on. I was getting angry now. I thought, I'm not going to be treated like this. So, you know, I'm getting a bit unnerved with it all. But I went down the road, found a lovely little store, went in there, fantastic food, nice lady, you know, serving. But then a guy comes out, a big guy like me, tall guy, and he comes out and he's on his mobile and he says, he'll soon find out that everybody knows everybody around here. And I promise you, he was really emphasising it like that. So I thought, and he glances at me, I thought, I've got that. I know who you're talking to. It's the guy up the road telling him, I'm almost certain. So I thought, yeah, the jungle drums have been going. I can see that if I went to Ed's widow's, I'm sure she will have been told to avoid me. So unfortunately, I decided at that moment, I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to be treated like that because people, I hadn't done anything really wrong. And, it's a form, that kind of snobbery and small-mindedness. And that's what it is, small-mindedness, to be so aggressive. It's not acceptable. And I've met a lot of famous people and rich people and poor people, and I treat everybody the same with respect. The status in life is sometimes to how lucky we've been. So I never would do that to anybody. So napped on the hill, if the people who were unpleasant to me see this, So I decided to leave the village, and that's what I did. So we're going to have the film coming up of Ed Bishop's final resting place and his son. But unfortunately, it's the one that I did the night before, but you can still see it all. And I hope you do enjoy it because it's a nice little film. So here it comes, and Tiddles and Tony and Roger from the Persuaders are going to watch it. So here it comes. I hope you enjoy it. Tell me what you think. Ed Bishop was born in Brooklyn, New York on the 11th of June, 1932. He had light brown hair, blue eyes, and was 6 foot tall. He was born George Victor Bishop. He changed his name to Edward, then Ed, when he became a professional actor, as there was already an actor named George Bishop. He was raised in Peekskill, New York. Ed served in the US Army from the 8th of October 1952 to the 24th of September 1954, working as a disc jockey with the Armed Force Radio at St John's in Newfoundland. He was ranked corporal at the time. He had planned a career in business administration and went back to school at Boston University, but decided he didn't like business administration, so he enrolled in the Boston University Theatre Division in 1956. He graduated in 1960 with a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree and won a scholarship to study drama at the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art in 1960. He was known for playing Commander Ed Straker in UFO, Captain Blue in Captain Scarlet and the Mysterons, and for voicing Philip Marlowe in the series of the BBC radio adaptations of the Marlowe novels by Raymond Chandler. Ed was politically active. He showed his disapproval of the military-industrial complex in 1993 in a notable act of political theatre. He gate-crashed an arms trade fair held in Aldershot, Hampshire, while dressed to reassemble Augusto Pinochet. In March 2005, he participated in the British protest against the Iraq War. Ed Bishop was married 3 times. Jane Thwaites, 1955, Hilary Preen, 1962. Ed married economist Hilary Preen at Caxton Hall in 1962, having met her in Trafalgar Square while visiting places of interest in London. They had 4 children, Daniel, Georgina, Jessica and Serena. He met his 3rd wife, Jane Skinner, during the Aldershot protests against the arms trade. Ed lost his 12-year battle with leukemia on June 8, 2005, 5 days after the death of his UFO co-star Michael Billington. His grey sandstone tombstone has the peace symbol prominently engraved on it, and it is designed in a very similar to the one that is situated only 2 metres away to the right, which marks the grave of his son Daniel, killed in a car accident in Cumbria. He is survived by his widow and 3 daughters from his 2nd marriage. And I'm at St Lawrence's Church, Napton on the Hill. It's a beautiful evening and it's a beautiful church. Look. And we've come to find the final resting place of Ed Bishop. He played in lots of roles, obviously, but his main one, and the one that I loved, was UFO when I was a kid. with his white hair. He dyed his hair white. Then after a while they said that rather than dyeing it, they'd give him a wig. Remember all the women with the purple hair as well? Fantastic, weren't they? The sun's just going down, and I know where he is. I'm going to take you over there now. This is it. Straight into it. I'm going to have to move the little vase. Oh, let's have a look. Oh dear, it's dropped a star as well. Oh, love the little toy car. Fantastic. Right, let's read it. George Victor Bishop, Ed. Length of June 1932 to the 8th of June 2005. An American actor, resting close to his beloved son Daniel. From this valley, they say you are going. We shall miss your bright eyes and your smile. There we go. Loved you, Ed, in UFO. Fantastic, mate. There's by the church there, look. This is his son. Let's get down and read it if we can. I'll put this back. So it says, Daniel Bishop, 10th of May 1967 to the 18th of January 1988. It's hard to read. Cool. Okay. Something caring young man, crazed with no, I can't read it. Oh, it's very hard, it's worn, isn't it? What a shame. I'll put a picture on the screen so you can try and read that. Sorry, Daniel, it's a bit hard, it's weathered. It's a shame because they've got the same stone. I wonder why one's weathered so much. It's got the peace sign on top, just like the father. There we are. And the little UFO car there, look. Fantastic series. Put that back. There we are, Ed Bishop. I'll come back tomorrow, Ed. I'll do it properly. So there, that was Ed. Wasn't he a great actor? Wasn't he very striking as Straker? Especially with the wig and the blue eyes. And no, I'm not getting a wig. But listen, I just want to tell you something I truly think about life. If anybody ever tries to treat you and talk down to you like that, don't accept it. I used to read a lot of psychology when I was younger. I remember Jerry Springer used to say at the end of his show, and it's true, people can only treat you the way you allow them to treat you. If they start like that, tell them, no, I'm not going to waste my time on you, and walk off. And I'll give you a little story, and it's a name-dropping one, but it's true, just to prove this point. I'm a normal working guy, a self-employed fellow, and I met Uri Geller, and I used to meet a lot of rich people and famous people at events in London. And I never thought of them as anything special. Or anybody else, whether the guy that's sweeping the roads or in the cafe, we're all equal. We've had different breaks in life, that's all it is. And I truly believe that. One day, I'm in London with Uri and Shippy's brother-in-law, manager, and we went to Roger Moore's office, and then we went to an event, and I'm in my summer clothes, nothing special, shorts, and I go to this really posh event. And there's all these famous people like the Duchess of York and Joan Rivers, etc., etc. And I got on with all these people because I didn't feel inferior, because they are just people like everybody else. And that's the way that you should look at people. Anybody who tries to talk down to you, it's small-mindedness. It really is. Don't allow it. And I truly do believe that, honestly. So if you've enjoyed today's film, please subscribe. There'll be lots more coming up. Give me a comment, because you know I love the comments. I always try and answer everybody. And a thumbs up. And I'll see you all very soon. Take care from me, Alan, at MotorHome Beep Beep. Have a great day wherever you are. See you soon, everyone. Bye.